Have you ever wondered what it feels like to walk inside a real-life fairy tale castle? To stand before a wall that once divided the world? Or to explore forests so ancient they whisper stories older than nations? What if one country could offer medieval kingdoms, cutting-edge technology, dramatic mountains, enchanted rivers, and cities reborn from history's darkest chapters? Welcome to Germany, a land where every stone tells a story and every skyline holds centuries of transformation. This is ExploreX, and today we journey through the breathtaking, powerful, and unforgettable wonders of Germany. Germany sits in the heart of Europe, covering more than 357,000 square kilometers and home to over 83 million people. Nearly 47% of the country is covered in forests and green landscapes, making it one of Europe's most environmentally conscious nations. With over 50 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, Germany is a treasure chest of culture and natural beauty. So fasten your seatbelt, because this one-hour journey is going to take you from the peaks of the Alps to the streets of Berlin, from royal castles to enchanted valleys. Let's begin. Neuschwanstein Castle, the real-life fairy tale. Imagine standing before a white castle rising from rugged cliffs, surrounded by the Bavarian Alps, wrapped in mist and mystery. Welcome to Neuschwanstein Castle. Built in the 19th century by King Ludwig II of Bavaria, this castle was never meant to be a political statement. It was a dream, a fantasy, a retreat from reality. Ludwig, often called the fairy tale king, wanted a palace inspired by medieval legends and the operas of Richard Wagner. The castle's construction began in the year 1869. However, it was never fully completed. Ironically, the king who built it lived there for only 172 days before his mysterious death. Today, more than 1.3 million visitors come every year, making it one of Germany's most visited landmarks. Neuschwanstein inspired Disney's Sleeping Beauty castle. Around 75% of international visitors say this castle is the highlight of their Germany trip. It sits near the village of Hohenschwangau in Bavaria, surrounded by lakes and mountains that turn golden in autumn and snow white in winter. Inside, the throne room glows with gold mosaics. The Singers' Hall celebrates ancient German legends. Every wall, ceiling, and hallway feels like stepping into a medieval poem. What makes Neuschwanstein powerful isn't just beauty, it represents imagination. In a world becoming industrial and modern, Ludwig built a monument to dreams. And that's why this castle isn't just stone, it's emotion. The Brandenburg Gate, symbol of unity. What if one monument could represent division, destruction, survival, and unity all at once? That monument is Brandenburg Gate. Located in Berlin, this neoclassical gate was completed in 1791. Inspired by ancient Greek architecture, it originally symbolized peace, but history had other plans. During the Cold War, Berlin was divided. The Berlin Wall separated families, friends, and a nation. The Brandenburg Gate stood in the middle of the no man's land between East and West Berlin. For 28 years, it became a silent witness to one of the most tense periods in modern history. Then came November 9, 1989. The wall fell, and the Brandenburg Gate transformed from a symbol of separation into a symbol of unity. Today, nearly 12 million tourists visit Berlin annually, and almost every one of them stands beneath this monument. It has become one of the strongest symbols of freedom in Europe. Over 90% of Germans consider the reunification of their country one of the proudest moments in national history. Standing there today, musicians play, people laugh, and tourists take photos. It's hard to imagine the tension that once surrounded it. But that contrast, from division to unity, is what makes this place powerful. Germany rebuilt itself, and the Brandenburg Gate reminds the world that even the deepest walls can fall. The Black Forest, nature's dark beauty? What if if the forest was so dense, so mysterious, that it inspired fairy tales like Hansel and Gretel? Welcome to Black Forest. Located in southwestern Germany, near the borders of France and Switzerland, this vast mountain forest stretches for more than 6,000 square kilometers. Its name comes from the thick canopy of evergreen trees that block sunlight, creating a dark, almost magical atmosphere. Nearly 60% of the region is covered in forest. The Black Forest is home to cuckoo clocks, traditional wooden houses, thermal spas, and some of Germany's most scenic hiking trails. More than 200,000 species of plants and animals live here. Villages like Triberg are famous for waterfalls. The region produces the iconic Black Forest cake, layered with chocolate, cream, and cherries. But beyond tourism, the forest represents something deeper: Germany's connection to nature. Germany generates over 40% of its electricity from renewable sources, and forest preservation is a national priority. The Black Forest stands as a symbol of environmental balance. In winter, snow transforms it into a white paradise. In summer, green hills roll endlessly under blue skies. This isn't just a forest, it's a storybook come alive. Cologne Cathedral, the Gothic giant. Have you ever seen a building so tall and detailed that it took over 600 years to complete? Rising above the Rhine River skyline stands Cologne Cathedral, Germany's most visited landmark. Construction began in the year 1248. It paused for more than 300 years due to lack of funds and political shifts. Finally, in 1880, it was completed, making it one of the longest construction projects in European history. Its twin towers rise to a height of 157 meters, making it the tallest twin-spired church in the world. For 4 years in the 19th century, it was even the tallest building on Earth. More than 6 million visitors walk through its doors every year. Inside, stained glass windows cast colorful light across ancient stone pillars. The cathedral houses the Shrine of the Three Kings, believed to contain relics of the biblical Magi, making it one of Christianity's most significant pilgrimage sites. During World War II, Cologne suffered heavy bombing. Nearly 90% of the city center was destroyed. Yet the cathedral survived, standing tall amid ruins. That survival transformed it into more than architecture. It became a symbol of endurance. When you stand before Cologne Cathedral, you do not just see stone and glass. You see centuries of faith, war, reconstruction, and pride. The Bavarian Alps, Germany's majestic peaks. What if Germany's most dramatic landscapes looked like something from Switzerland or Austria? Welcome to the breathtaking Bavarian Alps. Located in southern Germany near the Austrian border, these mountains stretch across Bavaria, offering snow-covered peaks, turquoise lakes, and alpine villages. Germany's highest mountain, the Zugspitze, rises 2,962 meters above sea level. From its summit, on clear days, you can see across 4 countries. Nearly 25% of Germany's winter tourism takes place in Bavaria. Ski resorts attract millions annually, while summer hikers explore lush valleys and crystal-clear lakes like Eibsee. The region blends natural beauty with cultural identity. Traditional Bavarian clothing, music, and festivals remain strong here. The Bavarian Alps are also vital for environmental protection. Over 40% of the region is protected landscape. In winter, white snow blankets wooden chalets. In autumn, golden forests glow against gray stone cliffs. In summer, green pastures roll endlessly beneath dramatic skies. These mountains remind us that Germany is not just cities and history. It is wild, it is powerful, it is alive. Heidelberg Castle, romance in ruins. Can ruins be more beautiful than perfection? Overlooking the Neckar River stands Heidelberg Castle, one of Europe's most romantic castle ruins. Built in the 13th century, it was once home to princes and electors of the Palatinate. but wars in the 17th century left much of it destroyed. Instead of rebuilding it completely, parts were left in ruins, creating a hauntingly beautiful mix of Renaissance architecture and dramatic decay. Nearly 1 million visitors explore Heidelberg Castle each year. Inside, you'll find the world's largest wine barrel, holding over 200,000 liters. Terraces overlook Heidelberg's Old Town, creating postcard-perfect views. The castle became a symbol of Romanticism in the 19th century, inspiring poets and painters. Around 65% of visitors say the view from the castle is the most beautiful in Germany. Heidelberg itself is home to Germany's oldest university, founded in 1386, adding intellectual history to its romantic setting. Heidelberg Castle proves something powerful. Even broken things can be breathtaking. The romantic Rhine, legends on the river. What if one river carried more legends than any book? Flowing through western Germany is the majestic Rhine Gorge, often called the Romantic Rhine. This UNESCO-listed valley stretches over 65 kilometers between Koblenz and Bingen. Along this stretch, you will find more than 40 castles perched on cliffs above vineyards and small medieval towns. The most famous legend here is Lorelei, a mythical siren said to lure sailors with her song. Nearly 2 million tourists cruise this river annually. Vineyards cover steep hillsides, producing world-famous Riesling wine. In autumn, the valley glows with golden leaves and harvest festivals. Castles like Marksburg and Rheinfels rise dramatically above the water, reminding visitors of medieval trade routes and battles. The Rhine has been central to German culture, economy, and identity for centuries. Standing along its banks, you feel history flowing like water. Miniatur Wonderland, a world in miniature. What if you could see the entire world in one building? Inside Hamburg lies Miniatur Wonderland, the largest model railway exhibition on Earth. Opened in 2001, it now covers more than 1,500 square meters. Over 16 million visitors have explored this miniature world. It features detailed replicas of countries, airports, cities, and landscapes, complete with moving trains, airplanes, and even day-to-night lighting cycles. Over 1,000 trains operate on over 15 kilometers of track. Nearly 90% of visitors rate it as Hamburg's top attraction. Miniatur Wonderland represents Germany's engineering precision and creativity. It proves something inspiring. Big dreams can fit in small spaces. Saxon, Switzerland National Park, Germany's hidden canyon. Have you ever imagined towering rock formations rising like stone skyscrapers? In eastern Germany near Dresden lies Saxon, Switzerland National Park. Despite its name, it is entirely German. This national park is famous for dramatic sandstone cliffs and deep valleys carved by the Elbe River. The iconic Fastei Bridge connects towering rock pillars high above the gorge, offering views that feel almost unreal. Nearly 2 million hikers visit each year. The park protects over 90% of its land, ensuring preservation of rare species and ecosystems. In the 19th century, painters helped make this landscape famous across Europe. Sunrise here is magical. Mist rises through the rocks as golden light touches the cliffs. It feels untouched, wild, timeless. Speicherstadt, the red brick wonder. Can warehouses become architectural masterpieces? In Hamburg's Port District stands Speicherstadt, the world's largest warehouse complex. Built between 1883 and 1927, this red brick district sits on timber pile foundations in the Elbe River. It covers over 26 hectares. Originally used to store coffee, tea, spices, and carpets, it played a vital role in Germany's trade expansion. Today, it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. At night, lights reflect off canals, creating one of Germany's most photogenic scenes. Speicherstadt represents Germany's industrial rise and maritime strength. it shows how commerce and beauty can coexist. Germany is not one story. It is many stories woven together. Castles that rise from mountains, cathedrals that survived war, rivers filled with legend, forests wrapped in mystery, cities reborn from history, engineering marvels built with precision. Over 83 million people call this country home, and millions more visit every year, not just to see it, but to feel it. This is Germany, and this is ExploreX. If this journey inspired you, subscribe and become part of our global family of explorers, because the world is filled with wonders, and the next one is waiting.